And we are now live. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Wars in the Stars. An earlier episode here on Twitch, but we were very excited to talk about this finale.
Yes, we were very
Did he
excited.
already cut it? Okay, you're cutting out, kind of.
Am I? I'm not. You're not cutting out on my end.
Okay, you're good now.
Hold on.
You were cutting out for a second. I think I don't know. That's all right. Yeah. So we're gonna talk about the Loki finale. Alex, how you doing today, my man?
I'm doing fine. I was able to do some work around my room. You can't really see it, but I redid my shelf up there. Got my Lego Avengers tower up there. I got my Captain America shield hanging. The next thing I got to do is work on getting Stormbreaker hung up somewhere. But other than that, it's been a pretty.
There's not a lot of room back there, I will say.
I got like 8 walls in here, so I'll be fine. I'll find somewhere.
Okay.
How's your day been going?
My day's been really good. Got up, or I didn't get up at 3, but I got up at like 7 or 8. Watched the episode, and I was satisfied. I thought it was probably the best Marvel Disney Plus finale. And that's not saying much. I'm not a massive fan of the 3 finales. WandaVision especially. Falcon and the Winter Soldier I liked. This one I liked because of the ramifications for the MCU. I'm not sure if I liked it in the sense of it wrapping up kind of Loki and Sylvie's arc. So like overall, I like the episode and what it does. Obviously, we introduced Kane the Conqueror. And I was thinking about this today or throughout the day. I'm like, Kane the Conqueror is basically Palpatine. Thanos is basically Vader. Vader's just a straw. Vader's basically just a strong brute who does the dirty work. Kane and Thanos, obviously, we don't know about Kane yet, but Palpatine's a master manipulator. It seems like Kane is kind of the same thing. I thought Jonathan Majors killed it. I think Kane maybe has the potential to be the best cinematic villain. I just love the setup they have for him. I'm really excited. Obviously, they don't give a name drop of Kane, but we know that Jonathan Majors is going to be in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, playing Kane, presumably a more evil version. This was probably like the least scary thing we will see in the MCU of Kane. But Alex, I'm going to get your overall thoughts on the episode before we get into more details.
Yeah, I mean, this episode is interesting to me. I sent you my reaction without spoiling all the details of why. It was the straight face emoji, and that's it. That's literally how I feel about this entire show now, is that's it. I was really disappointed because I had told you every review that episode 1, 9 out of 10, or even a 10 out of 10. Episode 2, 9 out of 10. 3 is a 10 out of 10. 4 is a 10 out of 10. 5, or episode 5, probably came down to like an 8 out of 10. This episode, my average was by far a 9 out of 10. This episode went down to a 5 to a 6.5 out of 10. It dropped. It did a lot wrong, in my opinion. I think the building of Sylvie and Loki's relationship was really good. And then all of a sudden they just didn't trust each other. It was just like, because the script said we couldn't trust each other, which is like, okay, then what was the point of everything on Lamentus? What was the point of everything in the Void, apart from coming into the castle? What was the point of all that then? Just for you guys to not trust each other. Another thing was like, again, it's just like, out of finales go for WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and then Loki, I still think Falcon and the Winter Soldier still has my least favorite finale. And even then, that was a really good finale. Loki's going to get my second, and then I'm going to put WandaVision on top. I just for WandaVision, I think I just prefer... I prefer not only the Agatha versus Wanda chaos that is going on around the entire episode. It's just, I don't know. It felt like a better conclusion for a main character to end on a good note but not a good note, because now Wanda almost definitely is going to become a villain. Or maybe not a villain, but an anti-villain or an anti-hero. But Loki kind of just was like, okay, we did all this stuff. Now we're just going to do something else with it. And the thing is, I'm not opposed to shows with a season 1 ending like really dark or really grim. I love the finale of Arrow season 1. Again, even though WandaVision's a miniseries, love the finale of WandaVision. It's a happy ending, but it's not really happy. Yeah, so this finale, I don't know. I wasn't satisfied by it. I feel like there was more. I think there was more that they could have done, but they just didn't.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from. I guess my only thing with it is like it felt like more of a setup for Kane than it did a conclusion of
Mm-hmm.
Loki and Sylvia's story. And like I do like uh, the betrayal by Sylvie. It makes a lot of sense to me because here's why. Sylvie's character hasn't changed. She still wants to take the TVA out. She hates the TVA. She wants her own free will. Our Loki is a hero now. If you remember at the beginning of the show, this is the same Loki who just tried to kill his brother on the Avengers Tower or Stark Tower, whatever you want to call it. Uh, yeah, this ain't a good Loki.
Right.
And he's come a long way. He was the most rational person in that castle.
Yeah.
He's like, and I don't think Kane was lying either. I'm like, this guy is 100% telling the truth. And
Right.
Loki's like, I know a liar. He's not lying. Sylvie's just so hellbent on killing the leader of the TVA. That's Sylvie's whole. Sylvie hasn't had, like any of the sort of development that Loki has. So it makes a lot of sense to me why they fought and whatever. I will say I wish there was more of a build up to it. I felt like they kind of did it in the last 5 minutes. Like, oh shit, Kane's talked the whole time. Time to let our main characters do something.
And that's the other thing about this episode. They sat in that room with Kang for 30 minutes before they started fighting. Now, obviously, a lot of that is like implied time because it cuts back to Renslayer and Mobius to Hunter B-15. You know, it's kind of cutting back and forth. But still, I think it's like from like 8-minute mark they get into the castle, and then until the end where our Loki ends up into the TVA, they're just in the castle either talking or for those final like 3 minutes fighting. And again, it feels really like out of pocket for me for Sylvie and Loki to just keep arguing the entire episode. It's like, where did all this come from? Like, I understand when they first meet why they would be arguing. Then Sylvie tried to kill Loki, and whatnot. So that makes sense. But what about these other like 2 episodes of them developing a relationship with each other, albeit a very, very weird relationship. But which, by the way, their kiss at the end made me throw up. I was like, ugh. And I was like, that is nasty. I was like, that'd be like if Palpatine kissed himself, like kissed his Strandcast. Like, no, don't do that. That is what we call nasty. I don't care if one's a girl, one's a boy, or whatever you want to call it. It's still the same consciousness. Again, that'd be like if Jango Fett kissed one of his clones, Rex kissed one of his brothers. You're weird for that. So it was just like, I don't know. I mean, just this episode, it felt long. You felt every minute tick by. And I have to say this, especially episodes 1 to 4, dude, those went by so fast. I was like, oh my God, can we slow down? I'd like to enjoy the show, like even more than what I already did.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get a more like clear. Did you not like? You just didn't like the development for the main characters. That's your big complaint, almost, or the lack thereof of development. I
Yes,
should
the
say.
lack of development, because again, it felt like for the show we went 2 steps forward, 3 steps backwards. It felt like, oh my God, we're developing a relationship with Sylvie, and Sylvie backstabs Loki. It's just like, but what was this whole thing about what makes a Loki? I guess what makes a Loki is that they always backstab people that they love. Because it's just like, I'm sorry, people are cutting their lawn, and they have the loudest lawnmower. So if you can hear that, I apologize.
I can. You're good for it.
Good. But yeah, it was just like, why? I don't know. I just wasn't satisfied with how they decided to conclude. Not conclude, because the post-credit scene was Loki will return in season 2. Well, I don't know. I went through like so many times to see if there was a post-credit scene. I couldn't find like an actual post-credit scene, like at the end of like episode 4. So, another thing is like, I will say about that post-credit scene, just so we can quickly talk about it real fast. I like how it stamped out Sylvie, but it said Loki will return. So, is that talking about Sylvie or is that talking about Loki? I mean, presumably both, right?
I presume both, but the Hollywood Reporter today to go on to add on to this, because the whole day we've been online. The discourse has been about what is canon now, and everyone's like everything is canon, like the Netflix shows, the X-Men, like Deadpool, like that's all canon now because of this event. And if you don't believe that Spider-Man No Way Home is a Spider-Man movie, like that's on you, man. Like if you don't believe that Toby and Andrew are going to be in it, like I mean, hey, I'm gonna go in thinking they're not, but I know they are.
Right. Yeah. I mean, again, it's this episode, like the way it ended, it was weird because it did make no sense for Kang to just be like, kill me. Now, like we've seen this again in movies and whatnot, where the big bad's like, go ahead, do it, kill me. You don't have the balls to do it. Palpatine.
Specifically Palpatine.
Three times in literally the final 3 movies of the trilogies have all been him saying, are you going to kill me? No, I want you to do that. No, I need you to do that now. So again, and it works because for those 3 instances, it's so Palpatine can flourish with his power. For this, it was just like, basically I'm just going to come back regardless. No matter how you kill me, no matter how we go against this, so you can go ahead and kill me. Everything that will happen will just be undone, though. So also, it's it was weird that Kang also just seemed to not care that the sacred timeline went over the branch. Like too many branches happened. He just seemed to not care anymore, and it's because he was tired.
Okay, I kind of get that. I really feel like, though, that Kane was just manipulating them. Like, he knew it was going to happen. He knew he was going to get killed. He knew it was going to happen. I feel like he was just, wasting time, drawing everything out. But do we think that Kane itself is still alive? Or do we think it's another variant?
Like that Loki who died? Or like the one that Sylvie kills?
Right. We don't think he's alive still.
No, he's dead.
Okay, we think it's just another more powerful Kane.
Yeah, which I don't know. I don't know how I feel because a lot of people were really hinging on variant Loki. A lot of people were. And the other thing that I think threw a lot of people off about this finale, there was so much trailer footage that was not shown. Asgard Loki in Avengers Tower, and more. So, do you think Marvel's kind of like fucked up for building up expectations and then kind of WandaVisioning us again?
I don't think they Mephisto'd us necessarily, but like I understand that. Like, but they've done this in trailers a lot. They subvert. That's what trailers are meant to do. Subvert our expectations.
I'm not saying like, because we've seen things with trailers and whatnot. Like again, Thor Ragnarok, Thor when he's on the Rainbow Bridge with when he's going in basically God mode, has both of his eyes, but we know that they weren't. He lost an eye not too long before that. But I'm saying like this was so much Loki footage that was hinted at. It was it was hinted at by Miss Minutes, like King of Asgard and whatnot, or you win in 2012 at the Battle of New York. Sure, show us. What could it look like? It would not only break up the just amount of talking in this episode. Again, I'm not mad with talking. I'm just mad about how much they did it. Like,
Yeah, it was a lot of expose.
yes, it was a lot of, hey, so this is how this works, instead of showing it. Instead, what Kang should have done is to make a more suspenseful ending. Keep the ending the same with the timeline, like basically blowing up and branching out everywhere. But instead, just try to intrigue Sylvie to kill him and just kind of have that Agatha moment at the end of WandaVision where it's like, you don't know what you've unleashed here. And then again, it's like, I don't know if it would work as well, but if I ever do need your help, I know where to find you. And it's basically go find another variant of you. But yeah, it's just like, I don't know. I'm finding it hard to like talk positively about this finale. I just think, and I don't even think it was expectations. I really wanted it to be Kang the Conqueror, but I was okay with variant Loki. I had come to terms with it. But it's just like, again, I feel like the biggest problem this episode had was just the amount of talking that it had.
Yeah, I totally get that, and I like what the episode, again. I've kind of reiterated this point, but that I like how it sets up the future of the MCU. But I mean, the Sylvie and Loki thing, it was all right. I didn't see it. I mean, I somewhat saw it coming, because then again, like Sylvie has changed at all. Loki is now essentially a hero. Like he's essentially a good guy, I would say.
The thing was like in the actual timeline, he died a hero. So is this new for us? Look, you already know, but
we've had more
know.
transition to him being a hero.
You already know. Half of the fan base by now thinks that Loki died in Avenger, myself included. I think anyone who fought Thanos in 2018 or in 2023 is an Avenger. So, I mean, and again, that's even some of the worst people, like the Ravagers, or all these people who are known to be just terrible people.
I mean, Tony Stark ain't the greatest guy on the planet either. I'm just gonna say that.
Neither is Steve Rogers. You know why? His best friend on ice with him on and off for about 70 years. He then thinks, should I stay here, help him develop as a person, help him right his wrongs as the Winter Soldier? I'll go live my life with Peggy. And then just die an old man.
Okay.
Not a good guy.
Interesting. Yeah.
Not a good guy. He's a bad guy. Steve Rogers, the actual true villain of the MCU. He's the true Mephisto.
Yeah. No, but like, I guess to talk about the fight, I thought the fight was good.
I like the combination of their powers.
It felt like the emotional stakes were high. You kind of were rooting for I was rooting for Loki, like Tom Hiddleston Loki. Yeah. I'm like, screw Sylvie. I mean, screw Sylvie now. I'm not a Sylvie fan, man. Sylvie screwed everything up.
Lokis tend to do that, don't they?
Yeah. So like, and then the kiss happened, and the kiss was very weird.
Yeah, it not only felt very forced, it felt like, again, I don't like Loki falling in love with Loki. Again, I understand the idea of self-love and loving yourself and coming to terms with who you are and loving yourself no matter what. I didn't need that in a literal sense.
Right.
Again, it'd be like if I had like a clone of me or another version of me and I just smashed it.
It's the metaphor. It's like a metaphor, like literally slapping yourself in the face, like of self-love.
Yes, it's just like it made me cringe, dude. I was like, well, number one, Star Wars has had a problem with romance until like Kanan and Hera came along, Finn and Poe came along. Then they start to get really good. Dude, Marvel, the fact that this is still the best Marvel relationship is a robot and a witch is very telling. Like, yeah, you might have people saying, "Oh, but what about Pepper and Tony?" I don't mean to sound bad on Tony Stark. I guarantee off of movie, I guarantee Tony Stark beat the shit out of her sometimes.
That's wow.
sorry, sorry.
Wow.
Might be a
Wow.
little out of pocket talking about a dead person like that, but
Wow. Unreal. Disrespected Tony Stark like that. Unreal.
speaking of ships in the MCU, you know what's a ship that is a relationship that's very underdeveloped? MJ and Peter. Tell me I'm wrong.
I feel that. I understand that. All right, we're
Especially when you
going.
can no. This makes sense. This has relevance. When you compare them to things like Tobey Maguire Spider-Man and MJ, and then MCU Spider-Man, it sucks. They developed it so poorly. It's probably going to get even worse with No Way Home.
There's not gonna be time to develop it in No Way Home
No,
if everything's true.
unless No Way Home's like 4 hours long.
It's
And
another
that-
egg game.
Right. I mean, here's the thing: is Marvel honestly is having a big thing where it honestly feels like TV shows like Loki are more important now than Endgame, because everything in Endgame was just supposed to happen.
It's kind of meaningless now. All right. Funny enough, this is a funny meme that I saw. I'd like to share it. It's a funny meme of kind of what you're talking about with Endgame.
Are you sharing it with the class?
I'm gonna share it with I'm gonna share it with everybody.
I'm an everyone. Bitch, please.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
mean,
kind of like the juxtaposition or the between Thanos and Kane. We thought Thanos was as big as a bad as we're gonna get. Like, how are we gonna top Thanos? And then, like, in a matter of how
literally
long is
2
it?
years.
2 years, we got a bigger bad who has so much potential to
Yeah.
change the MCU.
And
It already
another thing, like, how are they going to fix this? Because, are we gonna fix this in an Ant-Man movie?
I doubt it.
Are we gonna fix this in a Spider-Man movie? So what? Are you gonna try to also say we're gonna fix this in Doctor Strange?
I don't think
No.
they fixed it in Strange.
What we need is after Strange, we need Doctor Strange will return in Avengers 5. That's what we need for the Avengers to assemble one last time to take out Kang the Conqueror.
This is what I think is going to happen. This is my prediction for down the road. Kane is going to fight the Avengers and kill most of them.
Yeah.
And then the young Avengers.
Who's he gonna kill though?
I'm going to kill some big names.
Like who?
Bucky.
No.
Cap. Sam.
No.
But I don't know. Because then again, Marvel has set it up two fronts. It's very clear from Black Widow, Falcon and the Winter Soldier that they are setting up an Earth front with like the Dark Avengers and Shang-Chi and what's up with that.
Yeah,
and then they're also set it up this multiversal stuff with Loki, Strange, Wanda.
Well, yeah. It's,
So there's two fronts that we're going on.
Oh yeah, and another thing is the other thing that I really don't think that would happen, why they would kill off Sam, is they're already in development of a Captain America 4 movie that's going to come out in probably 2024, 2025 or whatever. And King Conqueror is almost definitely going to be dealt with by then. So
I don't know about that.
I do. I either think he's going to die, I don't know, the big variant of him is going to die in Doctor Strange or in Ant-Man.
That wouldn't. I don't think I don't think his next appearance is going to be until the next confirmed one's not until Ant-Man.
I could see this
it
guy come out and say that he's not going to be in Loki.
I could see him being in Multiverse of Madness, but why would they set him up for Ant-Man? I feel like Ant-Man's going to be his way to get it into the main MCU timeline. We already know this guy is immensely smart. He created the technology of the TVA. We saw that. So like he's gonna want to use the quantum realm to time travel to the main MCU timeline from the 31st century. That's what the the timeline we've been watching. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean,
That's what I think. And I think
yeah.
he might kill Ant-Man. I mean,
Look, I already have a list of people who I think are gonna die in Phase 4. Ant-Man is definitely not one of them.
you don't think they kill Paul Rudd?
No. Hank Pym, he's gonna die. Janet, she's gonna die. I'm trying to go through and think. Is it bad that? Well, no. Loki season 2 is probably gonna be a part of Phase 5.
I don't know when that start. Is that before? Like, is that before? Like, he has to also be in that too, right? I mean, we've kind of set that up in the end. Like,
Yeah.
what's going on there? Like, what do we think's going on there? Is this another timeline where the TVA exists, or is this the TVA we've been to?
I don't know because Mobius and Hunter B-15 weren't the same. They were like asking Loki, "What's your name?" Which I don't. I also don't understand how the multiverse going into like chaos would do that. But who am I? I don't know. Look, all I'm saying is we need Mobius to be a superhero where he's like a waterbender, and the way that he transports is a jet ski. If we don't get that, I honestly think I might have to cry.
I feel that. I was like, at the end of the episode, I was already so deflated. I'm like, damn, this guy Loki just cannot catch a break. And
And
if like
then
he's going to Mobius, let's go. It's a setup for season 2, and Mobius is like,
who are
bro,
you?
are you an analyst? Like, who are you? And I'm like, oh my god.
He
And then
not
you just see
only
the statue of Kane, and I'm like, this is so upsetting.
he not only did not get his jet ski, he doesn't even know who he is.
I think this is an alternate version.
I do too. I don't know. I mean, here's the thing is when I was looking towards this ending of Loki going back to the TVA, I just wasn't a fan. Like Loki just got bitch slapped through a portal and then just sat there. He was just like, I'm defeated. I need to take a break. No, you go, you find Mobius, you go get to the bottom of what's happening. You don't no
Okay.
breaks, no breaks.
You may be joking, but like I totally disagree with that. This guy,
No,
I think it all goes back to the metaphor when they first met. Love is like love is a dagger. Is that what they were saying?
love is like a dagger.
I think that's the whole metaphor. That's like
Yeah.
Sylvie and Loki's relationship. That's what's
Yeah.
up with that.
Yeah, it's a pretty bad relationship.
I mean, yeah, it doesn't make sense, but like, I thought the fight was good at the end overall. Uh, it's the one
Agreed.
time like in the MCU that like Loki's actually been rational, and I'm like, I don't think Kane was lying.
I don't know.
I don't think Loki was lying. I think Sylvie was just wrong. Like that's
Yeah.
her fault, man.
Yeah, it's also a thing of like, do you think that we could, instead of Kang using the quantum realm, this just came to me. What if Wanda tries to access the multiverse and that brings Kang in? Like the most dangerous version of Kang.
I could see that.
And it could even bring in Toby and Andrew into.
So, yeah, I just have a lot of questions. Like, how did she hear Billy and Tommy? Like, what's up with? Is there like a reality where they lived through WandaVision? I guess
Well,
is that what's up with that? I
the
guess.
way that I'm interpreting this is a timeline can't have major events or people missing. And when you have a second user of chaos magic, that person who basically has the same abilities of the Scarlet Witch, even to amplified versions in some aspects, I definitely think that would honestly create a Nexus event in itself if two huge beings were just gone. So maybe what can happen is in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, she opens up by pulling a Billy and Tommy out of the multiverse, either two separate multiverses of one different Billy and one different Tommy, or the same Billy and Tommy. And because now this universe has a Billy and Tommy, it's not creating a Nexus event anymore. I don't know. I mean, that is the big question is now, especially after Loki, how did she hear them? because the multiverse, as far as we know at that time, was not open yet. So the other thing is, like, we don't know when that post-credit scene for WandaVision takes place. That could have taken place 3 years after WandaVision, after the fight with Agatha. That could have happened 10 years after. That could have happened 1 year. There's just not a definitive time of when that happened. So, because that's the other thing is, like, when all this stuff is happening in the void and at the end of time, what time is it for people on Earth in the universe?
Right. For our MCU, you're talking about the MCU we followed. Yeah, right.
So that could be in, like, we could be in the 3000s, 4000 years,
or maybe it's like right after Wanda goes to that cabin. I don't know.
Yeah, we just don't know. So I definitely think Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is definitely going to give us some context to when that post-credit scene takes place. I also just think that that's how shit goes crazy. So, just, you know what? Just cementing that Wanda at the end of the day is always a villain. Like, she's always destined to be a bad guy, which I feel so bad about.
We're talking a little bit about Doctor Strange too now, and I kind of want to touch on a report by a Hollywood Trade, the Hollywood Reporter. They're saying Tom Hiddleston's going to reprise his role as Loki in Multiverse of Madness. Now, how is that going to work?
I mean, the thing is like, what if he gets a temp pad and he goes to Doctor Strange in our timeline? I think that'd just be the easiest way to go about it. Go to the Sorcerer Supreme himself.
Right. I could definitely see that. And then pick up Loki's story after Multiverse of Madness, because it's obviously going to come out after Multiverse of Madness. And then the other question is when is Kane's next appearance? Is it in that? Is it in Quantumania? Is it in Loki season 2?
The thing is it's going to feel really weird if we don't see Kang until Ant-Man. It's in 2 years. Yeah, that's in 2 years. That's way too long. I feel like if Kang does not appear in Multiverse of Madness or even Spider-Man at that point, it's going to be very, very choppy for him as a villain.
Unless they're doing the Thanos type of treatment where it's like, oh, you'll see him, once in every while, and then we build up to that big movie.
Yeah.
But we got his backstory already.
Yeah.
We didn't get his backstory until Infinity War. We just knew he was out there.
Yeah. The other thing that this episode kind of did pretty weird for me was Kang's backstory. That somehow he had developed the technology of the TVA on Earth, and then, which, by the way, how Earth in the 31st century is almost completely depleted of those huge resources. Beyond me. But we'll just go with it. Not a nitpick or anything, just weird. But not only that, how was he able to develop time travel out of the quantum realm? Okay, he was just able to. He was legit. He just created the TVA's technology and was like, you know what? We'll go back to the 21st century. Like, I don't know. It feels weird to me. His backstory, I think, needs fleshed out. I think it actually needs to be shown to us, not through like some little like stone marble
hologram. Yeah.
Right. The other thing, character. I was. We were talking about this before we started. Miss Minutes. Is it bad that there was a part of me that was like, it's been Miss Minutes all along?
I saw a lot of people saying like Miss Minutes is really the bad guy of the show. That's funny. Like,
yeah, it's
Miss Minutes now lives in my nightmares. That was terrifying, just her popping out of nowhere.
The audio, the TikTok trend of everyone with the TVA of her saying, "Welcome to the Time Variance Authority." That dude, I'm always afraid I'm gonna do something wrong, and I'm just gonna hear that just suddenly just behind me. It's just like. Think of how wicked of a twist that would have been if it was Miss Minutes who was in control of everything.
Then I thought it was He Who Remains. I'm like, He Who Remains is just like an old dude who was like the last TVA agent. I'm like, He Who Remains And then I see Jonathan Majors. I'm like, what? They
Yeah.
actually, what's happening right now? I was like, they gave me like three. I will say the twist reveal was great. I'm just worried about a normie. Like a normie's gonna see that Jonathan Majors again in Quantumania and
They're
be
gonna
like,
be so confused. They're gonna be.
what's happening?
I thought that he remains.
Right.
That's the other thing is now that it's gonna. Here's the thing is now it's gonna be like this. I feel like it's now gonna cause a gatekeeping conversation of oh, did you not read the comics? Oh, you're not a comics reader? Well, then you clearly don't understand who King the Conqueror is.
Right.
Okay, but we shouldn't need the comics to explain this. Is now I'm confused. Is he who remains or is he King the Conqueror? Well, obviously he's King the Conqueror, but now he's he who remains. He who remains is like a god among gods for the MCU.
Right.
Now we're just combining characters.
Which I don't mind. I kind of like the twist, but it's like,
Yeah.
they never call him Kane. I don't know if it. Did you watch it in subtitles? Did it say Kane?
I watch everything in subtitles, and he was always referred to as he or he who remains.
So they never said Kane. That's weird. They do say Conqueror.
Yeah, he said
It's alluded to that he's Kane, but a normie is not going to know that.
Yeah, no, they won't. And now because of that, people are going to get real confused.
It's like a Palpatine thing. Like when Palpatine comes back.
Yeah,
like,
it's just like, what confused. The fuck happened?
Right. Which, again, I think you can kind of make the argument that they do a better job of setting up the fact that if you strike me down, I shall,
but that applies only to Jedi. That applies only to Jedi, not Sith.
Right, I know. I'm messing up my franchises here, but anyways.
Even then, you could use the quote that Palpatine uses as some explanation of the dark side or the I don't remember.
The dark side is a pathway to many abilities some consider unnatural. Yeah.
Or even then, like the weird guy from Rise of Skywalker who's like dark signs, cloning, secrets only the Sith knew. Sure, that can be the explanation.
I think Kane's explanation is better. Like, hey, there's tons of me out there. I'm the best. Like, I'm the best guy. I'm the nice guy. And you don't want to mess with the other ones.
That's the other thing. Like, Sylvie's hatred towards the TVA, it's a justified thing. You understand? She or the TVA destroyed her timeline, destroyed her family, destroyed her brother or sister Thor. I don't know which one.
Essentially destroyed her life. Let's just basically say that, yeah.
Took it away. Like, the other thing is, Sylvie is an Asgardian and a frost giant, and they age slowly. They, like, at their age, at the age of what they are on Earth, they'd probably be in their late, like 29 or early 40s. And to think that Sylvie had to live through thousands of years, like hundreds of thousands of years, on the run from the TVA, like, that must suck. And to finally come face to face with the person who did it all, like, caused you to basically be on the run for hundreds of years. He's sitting in front of you. What are you gonna do about it? It's like Star-Lord in Infinity War. You know, you're going to lose control at that point because the person who ruined your life, the person who took someone from you, or in Sylvie's case, everything from you, they're standing in front of you defenseless.
Right.
So you're going to try to take the kill. You have a justified reason to try to kill someone. But look what happens. Both do that and both lead to catastrophe.
But she also didn't have to, like, push Loki out of the way.
No.
Like, she could... She wasn't rational. I mean, I understand the justified anger, but we also have to acknowledge that her rationale was not right.
Right. Yeah.
Very clearly.
Yeah, it's also a thing of, like, you know, Falcon and Winter Soldier brought up do the ends justify the means? Did that justify it? Because I don't think it did. I don't think letting a bunch of evil people, like an evil amount of kings, into the universe justified murder to him.
Correct. Because now a lot more people are going to die.
Yeah. More.
Now,
more Lokis are gonna die. More everyone is gonna die.
Now it brings up the interesting question: like, would it be better if the TVA stayed around, but the rules were just changed a little bit? Like, it brings
That's
up so many questions.
that's
Like,
the other thing is Sylvie was given the option. I can rest, and you two can take over the TVA. They were given the option to take over, give people free will under their control. But then it's like, is that free? Is that free control? Because now it's you two making the shots of is that free will or not.
and you're stuck there essentially.
Yeah, you're stuck there endlessly until the end of time. So that's the thing is I think Kang's interesting on that front. That yeah, kill him and he's just gonna come back stronger. Don't kill him and he's just gonna rule over everyone regardless. If you want to take over his spot and just let him retire, cool. Now you're the bad guy because now you're taking over people's free will.
Correct.
So yeah, I think he's interesting on that front, but everything else I wasn't a fan of.
Yeah, I thought Jonathan Majors did a great job. Very
Yes.
interesting and compelling character.
Love his acting. He's a very charismatic villain. I really
Yeah.
love it.
I definitely think, like I said earlier, I love his potential as a villain. I think he could
Yes.
be. He's definitely gonna. I think he's definitely could top Thanos. I definitely think there's a really good chance that could happen.
Yeah.
There's
Oh.
one front we haven't talked about. The Renslayer front.
I was just
What is
actually
her
about
mission?
to go.
Oh,
I
you
was
wanna-
just about to go into that. So I was interested in that. I was like, well, we all know that everyone was a variant, but kind of upset that they kind of like abandoned that comic storyline with her and Kang. She was just
I think that's what season 2's going to be about.
I don't. I think it was just setting up the She was just a random principal that Kang took.
No, I'm talking about like when she goes through the.
Oh yeah. Which also it's like I like how her last words like to go find free will. It's just like
she was a principal in Ohio. I was thinking of you when that happened.
Yes, I was like she acts like she's from Ohio because of how stubborn she is. Like she got very offended that someone was in her office,
right?
When she wasn't. Yeah, I don't know. I wish Renslayer would have redeemed herself. This is thankfully a case of the first time. No, this is the first time in a long time where I've seen people properly separate actor from character. Like I haven't seen any hate go towards the Renslayer actor. I don't know her name. Fake fan, I know. But yeah, I've just loved all the memes about her, hating on her, but not hating on the actress. Right. So really happy about that. Really happy that the fans have learned after Wyatt Russell to not try to devour an actor because of a performance. So,
which, by the way, Wyatt Russell, fantastic as John Walker.
And I'm so excited that he's probably going to be coming back soon. Look, I'm so excited. I got 2 Funko Pops of him. You can't even see him. I have US Agent right there. And then I have the 3 Captain Americas right here.
He's not a great guy, but like his performance, he's the best character in that show.
Yes,
sorry, he's the best character in that show.
Far. Which is another weird thing that Marvel has had a weird thing of having characters like we have. Like the only other time recently in Phase 4 that they have, or I'm going to include Far From Home in this, where they introduce new characters and they're far more interesting than their established characters. Quentin Beck was way more interesting of a character than Spider-Man. John Walker was much, much more interesting than Sharon Carter, than Sam Wilson, Bucky Barnes. Far more interesting. I think the only time or case where that hasn't happened was WandaVision. Wanda was far more interesting than and Vision, where they were far more interesting than everyone on that show.
Yelena
was far better of a character than Natasha. Like, I love Natasha, but sorry.
Yelena was great. I can't wait to see her story as well in the MCU.
And that's the other thing. Sylvie was much more interesting than Loki. I mean, Loki...
This is Tom Hiddleston's best performance as Loki.
I think... Really?
Yes, he was brilliant. He is great. Like
I think that
he's fantastic.
I think everything from Ragnarok and up has just been
Dude, I think he's even good in like Thor and Thor to the Dark World. Like he saves those movies from being
yeah.
like awful.
I mean, they are awful, but
They are bad, but he makes them less awful. I mean, he's great.
yeah,
It's just fantastic.
yeah. Which going towards you know, going towards all these new heroes and villains that we have, we have so many things coming up this year. We still have we have Shang-Chi in just about 2 months, just under 2 months
Under 2 months.
away.
Under
So,
2 months, yeah.
I'm really excited to see because this is basically a brand new cast of characters.
What if?
Yeah, and I'm not very excited for what if.
I'm more excited. Tom Hiddleston had a comment where he said that What If sets a lot of stuff up for the MCU.
Yeah.
I think What If is more excited. I'm more excited than ever before because now we have the multiverse. So these stories are technically canon, probably. I don't know, but I'm more excited for that. I mean, it's still like low on like the excitement list if you compare it to No Way Home, right?
Yeah.
It's called No Way Home. I get Far From Home sometimes confused.
Well, considering all three of the movies have home in them,
yes.
Yeah, you kind of get it. Which also, I will say, I really feel like all those movie titles should be like switched around. That Far From Home should definitely be called No Way Home, and No Way Home should definitely be called Far From Home.
Homecoming's fit in. There's a homecoming. There's
a literal homecoming in the movie. Right. So, right. And I guess Peter does go home a lot in that movie. So
he does. He does.
Yeah. Come on, Marvel, get your title. They're just like Star Wars. They don't have their titles right. Gosh.
I disagree with that. But anyways.
What? You think Star Wars got the titles right?
Yes.
Return of the Jedi should be called The Last Jedi. Prove me wrong.
Return of the Jedi is referring to Vader.
Who's the last Jedi in that movie? Who's the last Jedi alive?
Luke. Technically, Yoda, Obi-Wan, and Anakin are still alive. So.
They're dead. They're not physical beings.
I don't care. They're Force ghosts. They can interact with the physical world.
Take your finger. Get out.
I disagree. I'm joking. I'm messing with you.
We could have this whole debate off screen. Yeah, I am. Talking about these upcoming projects, is it still bad that I'm still more excited for Love and Thunder over everything else? No trailer, no script details. We had some set leaks and whatnot, but still, dude,
I just like a Watiki. That's why.
No, I need to see the repaired Mjolnir so bad. Oh my god, you know what would make me just cream so hard is if Mjolnir had the patterns like Kylo's helmet and the Rise of Skywalker had. Like,
that'd be pretty cool.
Maybe not red because that fits more of a black red, but like gold or a gunmetal gray. Oh, nice. Oh my god.
Nice.
I would die so hard for that.
With Jane Foster wielding it, nice. Natalie Portman.
No, with Thor. I think she should get Ultimate Mjolnir.
What is that?
Basically, a combination of Stormbreaker and Mjolnir. It's as light. It's as light as Mjolnir, but it has the powers of the Bifrost.
I'm also excited to see Christian Bale in the MCU as
the
God Butcher.
Oh my gosh! Seeing him makes me want to go rewatch his Batman movies.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great movie. But we still have we have 3 movies left in 5 months. We have Shang-Chi, which I have no idea what to expect for that. I'm really excited for that.
Dude, his green suit, oh my god, it looks so good.
Eternals?
Dude, I'm still telling you, Phase 4 just is killing it with costumes. Oh my goodness. Like, love Kang's costume in this episode. I've seen a lot of people not like the new Spider-Man costumes. I think they look badass.
Oh, like the black, is it a black suit that he has now?
No, so he has a suit where it's a combination of his upgraded suit and his Iron Spider suit.
I have to look. I totally forget what they look like.
Yeah, If you want to pull them up so I can look
I'm
at
gonna
them.
pull them up. Yeah, keep talking about them now.
I think they look so sick. And I'm just so sad that nobody likes them. Which also, by the way, that gives me hope that we're going to get a No Way Home trailer here soon.
Well, I
I'm
think
not,
it's definitely coming.
I'm not going to be like Soups where I'm going to be like every day there's going to be a new day where the trailer comes out. Dude, I must
This
say, he is a content creator that pisses me off every time I see him. Because every time I
really.
see him, it's him talking about new Spider-Man No Way Home trailer details. It's just like, shut up! Shut up! We don't have anything yet. Your fake
I
source
don't
doesn't
mind
have
it.
anything.
He's really passionate about it, which I love. I love
Oh
people who
yeah,
are passionate about
I
stuff.
get passionate, but I don't get passionate for views.
Uh, can you tell me if I got the right? I'm gonna pull it up right now on screen. Can you tell me if these are
There,
the right things?
there are a few suits, so
Is this it?
yes, those are them. So the one on the left, people are upset, like not upset, but they're like, they don't like the combination of the gold and the red and black. Which like how? How do you not like that? That looks so beautiful.
I think this one looks dope.
Yes. And the one on the right, if you played Spider-Man, the PS4 or PS5 game, it looks like his anti-Ock suit, which is made out of the same material as Dr. Ock's arms. And I just think it looks cool. I'm not a fan of the red fingers. I think they should be black or gold, but whatever. I just really do not, yeah. And one of them, I think it is the one on the left. People are also getting confused because it's called his magic suit, and in the Funko Pops and figures that have him released, have him doing Strange's Aldrich magic. So people are like, is Peter Parker going to become a sorcerer? He should. Dude, can you
That would be
imagine
funny.
Sorcerer Parker? Oh.
That would be good.
So yeah, I love his new suits. I do not understand the backlash. I still think the worst MCU suit, Loki, though, is the Iron Spider suit.
It's not great. I get it, but it's not great.
Yeah, it's well, number one, not accurate to the comics. Um, but I don't,
I don't care about comic
yeah,
accurate.
I don't play for fiddle for comic accuracy. I just also don't think it looks that good. I mean, it looks cool. I like the color scheme. I think the blue should either be a brighter blue or the rest of the colors need to be just as dark. Like that gold should pop more, but it doesn't.
I feel that. Yeah.
This is
All right.
divulged from Loki to Multiverse of Madness and No Way Home. Hey,
I love it.
they're all connected. So
They're all connected. I love it. So, I guess finally, do you have any predictions for season 2?
no, it's too hard to tell right now. Well, I don't want to say no. I'll say current early going into predictions. Sylvie dies. That bold? Is that bold?
I mean, I don't know. Okay, here's my thing. I'm gonna wait because I need to figure out when Loki. I was gonna say Loki. When Loki. I need to figure out when Loki is filming and when is it coming out. Because if it's coming out after Quantumania, I don't know. Like if it comes out, like I don't know. I need to see if Loki is in Multiverse of Madness. What does that do? And if it is it our Loki? Is it the Loki from the TVA, or is it like Loki from somewhere else? So I have no idea.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I just need to wait.
I think it's too early to have predictions. It just ended today. So I think I think if we see Tom Hiddleston in some Doctor Strange action, which by the way, I want to be honest with you about this movie. The more and more details that are getting released about this movie, the less and less excited I'm getting. Is it bad that I think this Doctor Strange is probably going to be bad? I think it's getting too convoluted.
It's not bad to think. No, it's not bad. Why do you think it's going to be bad?
Because there's too much. There's going to be too much to happen. People are having way too many fan theories about what's going to happen.
You think it doesn't focus enough on Doctor Strange? That's what you're worried about.
Correct. I think it's going to get the Captain America Civil War effect. This probably should not be called a Doctor Strange movie. This should probably be called an Avengers movie.
I mean, Sam Raimi literally said today this is probably the darkest movie he's made. And Sam Raimi has made some dark films. Like he said,
Yes.
this is gonna be a dark film. So like, what does that mean? Like
Right. Is it gonna
that's terrifying.
is it gonna be visually dark?
Yeah, it's just
is it gonna
black.
be is it gonna be just like this?
It's
Just
just
like
clouds, dark clouds the whole
yes.
time.
Is it gonna be just like that? Or is it gonna be like, ooh, are we gonna be seeing some shit? Oh, now my camera got messed up.
So it's
Um
like you have Loki in it. You have Loki's story, Wanda, Strange. There was rumors about America Chavez is in it. America Chavez is a multiversal being who Shuma Gorath, who is the rumored villain, like an alien type thing, wants to go after Chavez. That's the rumor. You have Mordo. You have Juan. You have rumors of Hugh Jackman, Deadpool, Tom Cruise as Iron Man, uh, John
what?
Krasinski as Captain America. These are
Oh
older
no
rumors.
no 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 no. Go back. Tom Cruise is Iron Man.
Yes, that was a rumor at one point for this film. Hugh Jackman back as Wolverine. John
What?
Krasinski as Captain America. There's too much stuff that's being rumored. I don't know if it's all going to happen. Oh, by the way, the Spider-Mans might be in it. What?
Hey, you know what?
That's too much.
All I'm gonna say is I'm getting some Mandalorian season 2 flashbacks.
That was good. Don't be disrespecting
No
the
no no
king
no
of
no no
Disney
no
Plus.
no 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 no. Because let's be real, Mandalorian season 2, everyone was rumored to be in there. Did you not see the
Right.
rumors?
Oh yeah.
First of all, like some of them got correct. Luke Skywalker, even though that was a very, very low reported rumor, like people, that was basically people making up a rumor.
No,
And it just
that
so
was a
happened to be true.
theory. There was no
Yeah.
report. There were reports on Rosario Dawson. I mean,
Yep.
I
Bo-Katan.
Bo-Katan.
Yeah, like those things.
Boba
Nobody,
was heavily rumored.
Cobb Vanth, nobody expected all that. But then you had people saying Sabine was going to be in the season because
Ezra.
Ezra, Hera. We were going to see just a bunch of like people were just like, what relevance would they hold to the story? And
Then
that's
it's
what
like
I'm.
yeah.
That's
Then
what
after
I'm
the
getting.
tragedy,
Yeah,
after the tragedy, Cal Kestis, man, Cal Kestis gonna be the Jedi. I'm like,
Mace Windu, Mace Windu, Quinlan Voss, Quinlan Voss.
really obscure characters that wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, it's just like, where are we getting these rumors or theories from? I know where. It's from the it's near the bottom of our body. When you go up a little bit, it's called our ass. We pull it out and we throw it at the wall. And somehow, Cal Kestis, Mace Windu, Ezra, and all these people stuck. Which, hey, again, the fact that nobody like rumored Luke Skywalker to be in this series, hey, I will say Mando, like, to go off topic real fast, Mando has been really good at huge reveals, not being spoiled. Baby Yoda.
That's the
Luke.
no, Alex. I'm gonna stop you right there. That's the only one, and Luke, and those were the two
Yeah.
most impactful. I mean, we knew
Exactly.
we pretty much knew Rosario Dawson was gonna be in this show.
Ashoka, as she would say it. Ashoka.
Yeah, and we pretty much knew that Katie Sackhoff was in it. So like as Bo-Katan. So there was no surprise there.
Look, you know what Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield should do? They should so we don't get suspicious of them. They should go around saying Spider-Man. I'm going to be Spider-Man.
They're literally in the like. There's no deny. They're literally in the film. There's no denying it at this point.
You know what my favorite thing is when actors like they get caught in an interview where it's like, hey, it's been rumored that you're going to be playing so and so, and so they make shit up on the spot to like either divulge away from the conversation or they start making things up. My favorite is Brie Larson's when she was asked like, "You're gonna be playing Captain Marvel." She was like, "I thought Captain Marvel was a man."
Jonathan Majors did it the best. He's like, I have no idea what you're talking about right now.
Yeah, he was like, don't know what I don't know what you're talking about. So hey, good on him for fooling us all, but
and I love him. I'm a Kane the Conqueror fan. Big fan of him now.
Nope.
So I have to ask you, where does Loki rank among MCU shows on Disney Plus so far?
Second. WandaVision took the top after this finale. Especially after the last episode.
Ooh, that's a hot take.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier was good. Wasn't great. It was just okay. Loki was mostly good. Then they kind of like 360 no scope time stone back everything that they set up. WandaVision felt incomplete. I think that's honestly my biggest gripe about all these Disney Plus shows. They all feel very incomplete. They don't feel finished.
So is Mando still the king of Disney Plus?
Oh, you're talking about all of them?
No, I'm just
Like Star Wars?
now I'm
Like,
changing it.
oh, okay,
Now I'm
okay. The
changing it.
Star Wars and Marvel?
No,
Yeah.
I'm just asking, is
No.
Mando still the king?
Yes. Out of Marvel and Star Wars, yes.
King Mando.
It's
King
still
Din.
it's the most consistent, it's the most emotional, and it has the most setup and payoff through all of these seasons and through all of the setups that it has. The only thing that it's still like set up, in my opinion, that still feels unfinished is the armorer. What happened to her? But that's probably going to get addressed in season 3. So, yeah, that's literally it. Is I feel like that was the one thing that they set up where it's like, what happened to the armorer? Like, where'd she go? Did she survive Navarro, or like what happened? But that's it. It's just again, Bad Batch. Too early to tell. We still have 5 episodes, 4, 16 total. Yeah, so 5. Too early to tell for Bad Batch. It definitely will not, like when we put these Disney Plus shows, when we have WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Loki, The Mandalorian,
Clone Wars season
Clone
7.
Wars season 7, and then Bad Batch. Bad Batch definitely does not beat Clone Wars. It definitely does not beat The Mandalorian. It definitely does not beat WandaVision, and it definitely does not beat Loki. So,
Right.
So my list is gonna go Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Bad Batch, Loki, WandaVision. No. Let me revise that because I put Clone Wars season 7 way too high up there. I'm gonna put Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Bad Batch, Clone Wars season 7, Loki, WandaVision, and then The Mandalorian.
Okay, this is what I'm gonna do as of now.
Yeah.
The Bad Batch is probably last. It's incomplete. It's not there yet.
Okay.
WandaVision.
Okay.
Just wasn't a big fan. It's not my cup of tea. Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I like that show. Very enjoyable. And again, I'm more of a Star Wars guy, so this list is probably gonna be more biased towards that. Clone Wars and Loki's tough. As a complete season, Loki probably, but as a just the ending, obviously, I'm more of a big ending guy. If it ends well, I'll like it. Loki third, and then Clone Wars season 7, just because the Siege of Mandalore made me very emotional.
Yeah,
and then Mando's king.
Yeah, I just the reason Clone Wars ranked so low is the Martez sisters arc and the Bad Batch arc. They just weren't really good. You had one good arc with Siege of Mandalore, but one good arc does not forgive 3.
This is how I feel about the Mandalorian on Disney. Jesus. This is how I feel about the Mandalorian on Disney Plus compared to the other shows. This is an accurate representation. Right here.
Yes.
King. By the way, if that happens,
I'll cry. I'll cry. Oh my god, he needs to be on that throne.
That would be awesome.
If he is not on that throne by the end of the show, I riot.
Or Grogu.
I riot. Nope. I riot. Which also, I saw your video on TikTok about how Grogu and Din could be in the Book of Boba Fett. Bitch, where?
Right.
How? Why? Why are we already undoing what happened at the end? That's the one thing. Disney Plus, dude, it makes some bold moves. Getting rid of Grogu. You know, how are you gonna get rid of the Star's biggest moneymaker? It feels like Disney. You know, you've seen the meme. Disney has all the Infinity Stones right now. It has Fox. It has Star Wars. It has Marvel. It has Pixar. It has a few other things I'm blanking on right now. Dude, it has all the Infinity Stones. Literally at every point, dude, it just feels like when they do something, they just get their time stone and they're just like, nope, didn't happen. So
I feel that.
and also, it's if Disney doesn't like something, they'll use the Power Stone and just destroy it.
Right.
And then when they also do something and they don't like it, but they also think it could have some potential, they'll use the Reality Stone and they'll rewrite it. Just like the sequel trilogy. From The Force Awakens, they use the Reality Stone to The Last Jedi, and then they use the Reality Stone again on Rise of Skywalker.
I want to use the Infinity Gauntlet to snap away the discourse about that film.
Right. Dude, is it, it's, there's a video that we briefly talked about this, about the one guy I told you who made the video that Star Wars fans don't understand Star Wars. That is a video that I think me and you should talk about.
We'll definitely talk, because I definitely agree. I don't know what I'm talking about here, so.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You got anything else you need to talk about?
No, I think we went all over the place, but I think that's what I love about this show.
Well, here's the thing: is literally because of Loki, everything's connected. So
right,
we have to. But when we do Star Wars, we gotta try to say as Star Wars as Star Wars can be.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Overall, solid show. Do you have a rating for the show?
For season 1, I'll give it an 8.5 out of 10.
I'm going to actually agree with you, and I'm higher on the show than you. Yeah. But I think I'm a tougher critic than you are. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, for comparison's sake, I give WandaVision an 8.75. So it is fighting WandaVision for that.
I gave WandaVision like a 7.
Yeah. I still think Falcon and the Winter Soldier is a 6.
That's sad. It's sad. That's sad.
It's so bad for that show.
That's so much disrespect to Anthony Mackie, too.
Okay, but he was the highlight of the show, so...
You just said Wyatt Russell was the best actor of that show.
No, those two were those Bucky, Sam, John, the 3 highlights of that show. Everything else was kind of hit or miss. Zemo was up there. He was up there. He was, apart from the meme.
Sharon Carter?
Honestly, now that I think about it, she's a worse villain than Malekith. She's worse. She sucked.
She worse than Taskmaster?
No, Taskmaster was way better than her. Way better. The thing was I could go on a fucking tyrant about her. She sucked as a villain. Love Emily Van Camp. No hate to the actor. Her writing sucked. Worse than Padme's in Revenge of the Sith.
Wow, that's a hot take. All right, before Alex gets this podcast taken off the internet with his hot takes, we're gonna sign off. We'll be back next Wednesday for our Ant-Man rewatch review. We're gonna do a review of Ant-Man. I'm pretty sure. I think we decided on that.
Yeah. Well, I feel like we should just do Ant-Man and Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Okay, I'm down with that.
Get the out of the way. Are we gonna be doing it early again? Because again, Wednesdays at 8 p.m. I'm kind of unavailable.
Okay, I'm fine with that. I like doing this kind of earlier. And then Alex and I, listen, tell us in the comments. I don't know if anybody makes it this long. Alex and I have to decide. Do you want us to break down What If? Because I kind of want to now. I think it's more important. I don't know if we'll do full episodes on it, but like maybe like a small segment. I don't know. But so we'll be back for Ant-Man rewatches and reviews on those. And then we'll be back this Friday, for our Bad Batch episode 12 review. And then I will be here Saturday doing my own podcast.
Yeah.
I'll be having a discussion with a creator about TLJ, and probably divulge into other things. And then Alex will not be there, so it'll just be me. And we're really excited about the future of Marvel and Star Wars. So
they're all looking pretty up right now.
Alex, got anything to say? Anything else?
I forgot what I was going to say. I was going to have.
Okay, so that's perfect.
I was going to. All right. One-liner.
Bye, everybody. May the Force be with you as always. Peace.